Have you ever stepped into your car after a long day, expecting nothing more than silence, only to realize someone else was already there? Someone who wasn't supposed to be? This is the story of Michael Reed, a millionaire CEO who thought he had everything figured out, his business, his future, and his life. But on one ordinary afternoon, everything changed. Because when he got into his car, he discovered a frightened little girl hiding in the back seat. At first, he thought it was some kind of mistake, maybe even a joke. But then the girl reached forward, placed her small hand firmly over his mouth, and whispered 3 chilling words that would shake his world forever. "Don't say anything." Michael froze. His heart pounded in his chest. He turned his head slightly and saw her face, wide eyes filled with fear, tiny braids framing her cheeks, a backpack clutched tightly against her chest. She couldn't have been more than 9 years old. Before he could react, she spoke again, her voice trembling. "Please, be quiet. They're looking for me." Michael blinked in confusion. Looking for her? Who? He followed her gaze out of the window, and that's when he noticed the black van slowly circling the parking lot. Its tinted windows moved like watchful eyes scanning the area. For a man who lived his life in skyscrapers and boardrooms, danger was something that belonged on TV screens, not in his world. But at that moment, sitting in his luxury car with a child who clearly didn't belong there, Michael felt the icy touch of fear creep down his spine. The girl's grip tightened on his sleeve. "If they see me, they'll take me back." Michael swallowed hard. "Take you back? To where?" he whispered. She shook her head, lips pressed tight. Her eyes watered as she whispered, "I can't go back. Please don't let them find me." Michael leaned back in his seat, torn between disbelief and instinct. His logical mind screamed at him, "Call the police, get out of the car, walk away." But something in her voice, something in her trembling hands, stopped him. This wasn't a prank. This wasn't a game. This was real. The black van slowed, rolling close to his car. Michael ducked instinctively, pulling the girl down with him. They pressed low against the leather seats, hearts pounding in unison. He could hear the hum of the engine outside, feel the weight of unseen eyes scanning for movement. Seconds dragged like hours. Finally, the van pulled away. Michael sat up slowly, still gripping the wheel, his knuckles pale. He turned to her. "All right, you're safe for now, but I need answers. Who are those people? Why are they after you?" She hugged her backpack tighter. "They said they'd take care of me. They promised food, toys, a place to stay. But they lied. They locked the doors. I ran when they weren't looking. I just kept running. And then I saw your car." Her words struck him harder than any boardroom argument ever had. Michael had spent his life chasing profit margins, stock prices, and business deals, but he had never faced anything like this. A child, alone, terrified, trusting him to protect her. "My name's Alyssa," she whispered finally, her voice so small he barely heard it. Michael nodded slowly. "Alyssa, I'm Michael, and I promise, I'm not going to let anyone hurt you." He started the car, his mind racing. Every instinct told him to drive straight to the nearest police station, but fear lingered. Fear that the van was still nearby. Fear that whoever was after this girl wouldn't give up so easily. He checked his mirrors constantly as he pulled out of the lot, his luxury car gliding into traffic, blending into the sea of vehicles. Alyssa sat curled in the back seat, staring out the window, jumping every time she saw a dark vehicle pass by. Michael glanced at her through the mirror. She was just a child, but the way she clutched her backpack told him her life had been anything but ordinary. Minutes turned into miles. Finally, Alyssa broke the silence. "Why are you helping me? You don't even know me." Michael hesitated, gripping the wheel tighter. The truth was, he didn't know why. Maybe it was guilt, for years of living a selfish life, blind to the struggles of people outside his polished world. Or maybe it was something simpler. Deep down beneath the layers of wealth and power, he was still human. "Because sometimes," he said quietly, "you just know when you're meant to do the right thing." The girl's eyes softened, and for the first time, a faint flicker of trust appeared. But just as relief began to settle, headlights appeared in his rearview mirror, a black van, weaving through traffic, closing the distance. Michael's chest tightened. "Hold on, Alyssa." He pressed the accelerator, his car surging forward. The chase was on. The van followed, its dark frame looming closer. Alyssa whimpered, ducking low in her seat. Michael's mind raced. This wasn't a world he knew. He could negotiate billion-dollar contracts, but he had no idea how to outrun men who would chase a child through a city. He swerved down side streets, cut through alleys, every move precise, every turn fueled by sheer determination. The city lights blurred around them as the tension mounted. Finally, after what felt like forever, he spotted a small police station ahead, its sign glowing faintly in the night. He swerved into the lot, tires screeching. The van slowed in the distance, then disappeared into the shadows. Inside the station, officers listened carefully as Alyssa explained her story. They took her into safety, promising protection. Michael stood by her side until she was led into another room. She paused, looked back at him, and whispered with teary eyes, "Thank you for not letting them find me." The words cut deeper than anything Michael had ever heard. For years, he had believed success was measured in numbers, in bank accounts, in how many people followed his orders. But in that moment, standing in a small-town police station beside a little girl who had chosen his car as her hiding place, Michael realized what true success really meant. It wasn't money. It wasn't power. It was this: a life saved, a promise kept, a moment of humanity that no one could ever take away. That day, Michael Reed climbed into his car as a wealthy CEO. But he walked out of the police station as something else entirely, a man who finally understood that sometimes the smallest voices carry the greatest truths. And all it took was one frightened little girl in the back seat of his car to remind him what truly matters.